When I saw the commercial for this week's Orville, I thought it might be time travel. Okay, a society that just happens to look like an old Earth version? That's the second Star Trek stereotype. Welcome to the heart of the stories we tell. My name is Rob, and tonight I will be reviewing Majority Rules, Episode 7 of the Orville, and whew, if you want to talk about an episode that really deconstructs modern society, there's a ton to unpack here. Starting with the idea of just what it means to be a person and how unhumanizing it is to just be a number. By the way, if you could just hit that thumbs up button, I really would appreciate the upvotes, especially considering what this episode's about. I'll just remind you every once in a while that YouTube is totally my community at YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all of those things that we like. Yeah. By the way, could you subscribe now too? Because man, it feels dirty when what this episode's all about. Okay, so last week there was no episode, but my good follower here did put up quite a few bits of information in his own appeal on why the show has the appeal that it does. It generally comes down to there's some really strong writing. And it really shows tonight when you realize that, once again, this is social commentary turned on its head. Right now I'm trying to make this channel explode by getting people to upvote me on a show all about the horrors of social justice and populace. Okay, so before we get into any details, I need to put up my spoiler warning, because if I don't, I might get downvotes, and downvotes are bad and might get me shocked to the brain. So once again, it's stop. Spoiler time. So there's a planet that has a very similar to our modern Earth, where everything is judged by social networking. And as such, there's one place like YouTube where everyone uploads these videos. And as you walk around, you just have this badge, and you get upvotes and downvotes. And if you get too many downvotes, that makes you a criminal. And the funniest part is that that's kind of the way our society works. That's the way any society works. You get ostracized if people don't like what you have to say. And I'm willing to bet there's a lot of people that are going to not like what the Orville had to say today, because we live in a Facebook world. Now, I'm sure not everyone watching this, in fact, I'm willing to bet very few people watching this care enough about their Twitter stream or their Facebook to sit there and say, oh my god, I got too many downvotes or too many not smiley faces or not enough reactions. But I'm sure everyone here knows at least one person who has reacted to, hey, how come no one's reacting to my video? By the way, quick reminder, like, share, subscribe, Alright, so the whole society is based on what is basically social shunning. Now, yeah, they take it one step further. They go to the point where they're going to break your brain. But, realistically, what they're saying is, if we don't like what you're saying or what you're doing, we can just cut you out of society. On a slightly lighter note, we did get a really good Spock wearing a headpiece joke with the way the security officer was portrayed. And, of course, that backfired, and when she took off her headpiece, boom, revealed as an alien. But I want to talk about that headpiece for a minute. That was a whole social situation of, oh, well, you're appropriating my culture. You're not really part of my culture, but you're wearing it as just a hat. And where, yes, I can understand where that can be offensive, when you get to this point, when so many people start ganging up on you and saying, hey, what you did was wrong, it's hard to correct. It's hard to fix a problem when everyone's saying what you did was so wrong that you deserve something bad to happen to you. And in this case, in the show, it's not just something bad's going to happen to you, it's a lobotomy. And the doc couldn't even reverse it. And I cannot stress that enough. She is so far ahead of them technologically, we have seen her regrow limbs. So that really puts the screws to them. They need to very quickly turn this around. So they bring up the girl that can explain to them, hey, this is how Instagram and Facebook and all this stuff works. In this case, it's called the master feed. And we watch as they do pretty much exactly what we know companies do all the time. They hack, but They just pretty much are going in and making the lieutenant look more favorable. I mean, if that's not advertisement 101, hey, look at that. We're going to advertise Seth MacFarlane making a bunch of jokes because people like him on Family Guy making a bunch of jokes. The uniforms that they wear, the sets they have, all are indicative of pulling up a feel of Star Trek The Next Generation, and all of that's on purpose. And what's that purpose? To get you to tune in, tune out, get you to watch, get you to upvote. By the way, have I mentioned I could use a thumbs up, a like, and a subscription? Isaac really saves the day by being able to fake videos. But I mean, I want you to think about that. In a world full of social media, how can you trust your eyes if your eyes can be lied to? How can you know what's true and what's not? CNN has this whole commercial that they're doing now. This is an apple, no matter what people call it, even if they call it a banana. Facts matter. But in this world, facts are based on the majority rule. And that's where you get into trouble. Because you see, sometimes common sense is wrong. Sometimes that thing you just know is wrong. In fact, there's this whole thing going around called the Mandela effect, where when you know something was one way and then prove that it was not, you don't say, "Ooh, I was wrong, my brain played a trick." You say, "No, I must have been right all along. There's something magical going on." It's kind of confusing, and it's kind of really high octane of a thought process for a comedy. But Seth MacFarlane did it again. Of all the episodes where I've said that there's something that I wanted to come back to, I don't want to come back to this world. I want this to be one and done, because maybe it even hit a little too close to home. Maybe social media and media in general do control so much of our lives. And I'm part of that, I guess, as the heart of the stories we tell. Leave me a comment down below and let me know. Do you think I'm overthinking this? Do you think that I should feel bad about this? I don't know. And what you thought of the episode. And of course, as I've asked you to over and over throughout this video, push that green up arrow. Make sure I don't get a lobotomy. And subscribe to my channel and join my community. Because, well, I'm part of the problem, I guess. Social media. The idea of us sharing information. Except I'm not saying that my information is 100% fact. I'm saying it's my opinion. And I'm willing to change that opinion if you can showcase something else. Because I want this to be a learning, growing experience. But maybe at the end of the day, turning off that TV was the best bet. I hope you have a good night, and there's a lot to think about this time.